Hello, everyone. I just wanted to talk about some of the experiences that people can have when they have an encounter with their twin flame, when they first meet them. And of course, everybody's situation is different, but sometimes we are taking note as I speak to more and more people that are twin flames on the journey, and also I look at my own experience. There are some things that we go through that we can share, and they're similar or even the same. So I will just say that if you have anything to say or comment, please try to keep it positive and add, if you resonated with anything, leave it in the comments area. Please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And I also love to answer any questions that you have. So I try to go over the comments every other day, or as much as I can, as often as I can. So thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you can benefit from any of this information that I have. And a lot of this is from intuiting the information that I received while going through my twin flame journey. So a lot of this has to do with being also, especially at first, in physical separation. I don't really go into the physical relationship in this recording. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. And so let's just see here. So when you meet your twin flame, it can be 1, 2, 3, or even 10 meetings. Some of us can have a dating relationship. We can have some push and pulling because of the strong bonds we are likely to trigger one another. When twin flames meet, they feel love or camaraderie of some kind or both, and a familiarity with each other, and they soon realize that they love each other unconditionally. It is an embodiment of love that is presented to both of you. This presentation of love causes soul activation, and then the in-love feelings come about. What usually follows is a reaction to true love, and all depending on where we are at with love, is what comes next. So some of us are brand new at love and we don't have much experience. Some of us are just fresh out of a divorce or have just been hurt. Some of us are being triggered from old wounds of our love that we received in childhood. So depending on how we are relating to love, and there's no judgment ever. This is all about growth and expansion. So these feelings, some of them could feel like being knocked out and stunned, thrown around, lifted up to the sky is the limit, and then also grounded like never before. And all of this all at once. It happens to you because of this encounter. This person catalyzes you into all of this. This bond gives you the feeling of belonging to the world and to your counterpart, a real belonging through the body, mind, and of course the soul. If there is running or chasing now, it is really an overreaction in some way to this big true love. It could be anything from physical separation right away or soon after meeting, misunderstandings triggering each other, but this is really your reaction to true love, also without a way to control it. Vulnerable, raw love, which is now your entryway to your spiritual awakening and the main purpose of this journey. The divine feminine energy I'd like to talk about. Gender doesn't matter here. This is the energy of the divine feminine. Usually the more awake partner She is working with the higher energy systems, chakras, and being aware of what is happening to her as she is being drawn to her own soul. She is also drawn to overcome fears and to uncover old wounds, and finds herself purging emotions, behaviors, negative thought patterns, and karma. This connection shows you the way to yourself and to your own soul. Even if she has been working on removing emotional and psychological blocks already in her life, sometimes remnants are left behind. So going through this awakening process could be an ultimate clean or purge. Often, for the divine feminine, it's intense and first, raising her up to a high vibration. Slowly or quickly, depending on how much she's involved and how much she can do this, and abilities to, level of awareness and everything. Everybody is different. But usually the feminine energy is first to do this compared to the masculine. And also I do have to add that we both have divine feminine and masculine within us, but we are actually trying to balance that out. So the person who is more of the divine feminine energy is who I'm referring to. As I was going through this experience, I used to and still do imagine my twin flame coming to me with a shovel, digging for those remnants that were left behind in my old wounds that I was working on for my whole life. There were still some remnants there. That's what I think of them as. This is another great indicator that you are on a twin flame journey, is that unlike in any other relationship, it could just really be the slightest comment or a statement given by your twin flame in a 3D message or dreams or in the physical that could put the divine feminine right into a triggering frenzy and process, leading her to feel brokenhearted. This, of course, doesn't have to be a literal heartbreaking event. With your twin flame, they could just merely say something that is not meant to be hurtful in any way and could still cause this level of triggering. In my experience, the only healing from this pain for me would be to endure the exposure of this wound that came up from this trigger, to see the wound, and then to apply this newly found unconditional love to that wound or wounds, and then purging them finally, and really purging these feelings, thoughts, and beliefs that are deep within you. You may not even know you had them, and they were still in you, which I call remnants. Purging them actually for the first time, feeling like they're actually completely gone at times or at all times from the triggering of this person. That would be the catalyst to this process. I also learned over time that the two of us are going through this process, digging, revealing, and purging. My higher self helping him and his higher self helping me, working in tandem in love for one another. Now to discuss a little bit of the divine masculine energy. Some may refer to him or her as the less or not awakened twin. Usually divine masculine, gender doesn't matter. We say lives in the matrix, going about business and not really knowing what exactly is going on. Yet somehow they feel things are different now around the time of meeting their twin flame. These feelings send them on their own path of discovery, healing their own issues, growing in love for themselves, and often they can decide to make changes in their 3D life. And matching more of what their soul wants, matching their 3D life to what their soul really wants. Sometimes the DM can receive synchronicities and signs. They can also release old behaviors that do not serve him, and have some wounding that is being revealed to him as well. In time, over a longer period of time than the divine feminine energy, this can cause the divine masculine to go through ego shedding, and he can have feelings of emptiness, trying to get used to a new life without much ego. May seem very strange to him, depending on how much ego there was. So, although they go through the same thing second, following the divine feminine usually, they also do it over a greater span of time, usually. Divine masculine usually has a longing for his twin flame, and he doesn't know why. He may feel very attracted to this person, and somehow the connection stands out from other people, something more like a signature all of its own that he cannot place and cannot forget. This may also be accompanied by dreams of this person, remembering some, this all from a semi-conscious, little bit confused sometimes perspective, at first before his true awakening, which will happen over time. We tend to think of the divine feminine doing all the work, but the divine masculine certainly is hardworking as well, and as he tends to business and steadily forges on as best as he can after his encounter or encounters with his divine feminine, even while being shaken up inside, most of the time not even being able to express this to anyone. And at times he is also trying to find answers. Both the divine masculine and divine feminine energies go through these emotional highs and lows, and purging is what we know of as the process of releasing karma and shedding ego. It is in the clearing of old habits, behaviors, thought patterns, and karma. So you are uncovering who you really are under the ego being introduced to your own soul, shown to you through the lens of love by you and your counterpart. This is shown through telepathy, dream meetings, 3D meetings, conversations in the 5D or 3D, and signs and synchronicities. The signs and synchronicities is life, the universe, and or God, with however you see it, helping you and guiding you along the way to your soul. Some of us do this on our own, being in physical separation with our twin, which gives us the space to do all of this for ourselves and make changes without depending on anyone. And even if you are in a physical relationship with your twin flame, you still tend to your own journey when you can to soul and self-love. As far as the strong, life-changing, overwhelming, intense bond ever being expressed in the physical, all of us go through this, and everybody's situation is different. Some people do wind up dating and pushing and pulling and chasing and breaking up and coming back and breaking up and coming back finally, permanently. And some of us stay in separation for months and years. So, everyone does have different timing and experiences on their path of awakening. And free will and divine timing is being in place as well. I want to add that twin flames would physically meet in the same country, in the same location, at the same time. If there wasn't a purpose to manifest this connection, relationship in the physical, would they? If the purpose is clearing their own karma and waking up to your own soul, so yes, this is still a great purpose and can be for some time. But when we have our encounters in dreams or in 3D locations, and we know of the person who is our true counterpart, and we are on a spiritual awakening path, I think the chances are very good that twins are destined to get together in the physical to express this great love for one another, especially if the awakening process is underway. The divine will see that it is in optimum time when there will be minimal to no pushing and pulling at one another, minimum running and chasing from one another and to one another. It is when you're clearing karma and when you have cleared enough so that both of you can be together and sustain the intensity of true love and also balance it with grounded love, and yet releasing conditions upon one another, in order to give and receive this love. It is not perfect, nor is it fantasy. You take your 5D higher selves into a relationship to the 3D people. We are people and we are human. There's nothing about perfection here. So it is a beautiful blend of physical and spiritual love, expressed in different ways for everyone. But if you are living as divine masculine and divine feminine and being together, setting a new template of a true love partnership, this is a blend of physical and spiritual love, and it is very different. So it can look different. Some people may want to be married. They may want to be friends if that is their soul agreement, and they can do that. Sometimes the attraction, as we know, can be magnetic, completely magnetic. So that's not for everyone. People are often wanting to be romantic with this connection, or needing to be. Anyway, so we meet someone we love. We automatically start trying to figure out what steps to take to have them in our lives. We create ideas, how we're going to get them to come to us. Not this time. We as twin flames are not based on any 3D plan. It is divine planning, and we also have no control. We do have some influence on our timelines and free choice. We can push and pull timelines to an extent. Timelines will not be discussed in this video. That will be for a different video. For twin flames, it is pure love, and so much of it, and it's about letting go. For me, it felt like loving and letting go all at the same time, and for the first time. The twins won't tolerate love with attachment or dependency from one another, on one another, so therefore they make each other grow away from needs and dependencies and control, and move into true love, pure love, within themselves and their mirror, their counterpart. Many of us want to rid love when we find that we can't make plans to direct or control it. We want to call it quits, and when we don't get our way. It can be the ultimate challenge to love without trying to control the other in any way. If you become an expert at the loving and letting go process for yourself and for your counterpart, and maintain peace as best as you can while doing this, the chances are likely that soon enough you will see your divine partner extending his or her hand to you and inviting you to stay. Thank you. I did want to share all this. It was very important to me, and all this knowledge that I attained in my experience, I definitely want to share, and if it can help anyone, maybe it helps somebody not feel like they're crazy, because these things are happening to a lot of us right now. And please feel free to make any comments or share any of your experiences if they were similar or different. I welcome that information as well. We can all learn from each other. Okay, well, thank you again for tuning in, and blessings to all, and I really hope that you have a great holiday weekend. Thank you, and I'll speak to you soon.